Good afternoon, respected sir and every classmate. So we are developing an application which is SAC and which stands for Society de Assurance Automobile de Quebec. And this whole application has been developed by me, namely Manan Pandya, Salvi Patel, Palak Parekh, and Kishan Thakur. So the further would be handed over to Salvi. Salvi, can you start?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Uh, can you change the slide, Manan? Yeah. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So we are here with a great app called SAC. It is known as Société de l'Assurance Automobile Quebec, and it is a crown corporation responsible for licensing drivers and vehicles, and it is also responsible for registering your vehicles, and it ensures all the drivers, passengers, pedestrians, bicyclists, motorcyclists, who all are involved in a road collision, whether or not they are at fault. And the SAC also administers Quebec's driver license and vehicle license plates and seeks to prevent road accidents, particularly through advertising campaigns in the media and in schools. So for purpose of the SAC application typically integrates all facets of an operation, including authorization, operation on driving license, vehicle registration, traffic accident and online services, and many more in a single database application and user interface. So SAC application is considered to be a type of government application, that is application designed to be used by government bodies and often requires dedicated teams to customize and analyze the data to handle upgrades and deployment. Uh, so for we had goals for sprint 1 was prioritize user stories, means user can log in and register themselves in sprint 1. We had database authentication, registration of the user for the application, and we also added some improvement, which is validation in login registration, and we also developed dashboard. So our scope of the project is the world, as the world is rapidly evolving with newer technologies like computing, artificial intelligence, and Internet of Things. In order to have an edge over competitor, it is time for enterprise to get the basic right about this critical and relevant technology for future success. Today, most people are quite engaged in their hectic schedules, due to which they have minimal time to focus on the minor but quite necessary operation like driving license, expiry of their vehicle registration, claiming and insurance, and many more. It is expected that the respected government will embrace SAG application for the reports dashboard and to conduct key automobile processes. So for user stories, for as an user, they can log in and register themselves. They can create requests for operation like canceling a license, extending validity, exchanging license, and many more. As a user, they can schedule an appointment for a knowledge test or a road test. As a user, they can acquire knowledge on road safety issues differentiated by modes of transportation used by a person. From now, Palak will continue.
Hello everyone. Good afternoon, sir. So, for the user stories as a part of admin, he or she has the access of whole information of the people who are registered on their application SAC for all the respective services. Also, they can approve or deny the request created by the user as like for knowledge test or driving test, if validity of their license or cancellation, etc. Also, as an admin, he or she can modify rules and regulations of traffic safety, and also for the upcoming user, he can schedule events that are scheduled by the traffic body. For as a part of acceptance criteria for sprint 1, for the registration on the application, when I click on sign up, then he or she should be enrolled directly to the application, or if he or she is logging in the application, then they should be redirected to the dashboard and have an overview of their application. And from now, the features of Sprint 2 are we can upload profile picture, send email, or place call to SAC to have more information about the traffic safety, driving test, license and all. Log out, and we can access other applications also. The main goal of Sprint 2 is to achieve functionalities of driving test and road safety. For the driving test, a user can practice for knowledge test and opt for road test. And for road safety, a user who already owns a vehicle can acquire more information for specific vehicle license. And if we want to inquire more about adding a new vehicle, then also he can be. And as a for user stories of Sprint 2, as a user they can practice for knowledge test first and then give the knowledge test there. He or she can upload his or her profile photo. They can send email or place a call to SAC to acquire more information for driving test. And the acceptance criteria for this sprint is given that he or she is uploading a photo, they should be navigated to the phone gallery, and photo should be uploaded to a database and should have preview of the same in profile section. Given looking for driving test, when I click on driving test, then I should be provided with knowledge test and practice test. When I select practice test, then I should be able to practice few questions for the exam. And looking for road safety, if I own automobile or motorcycle, then I should be provided with respect to information. From now, my friend Kishan will continue the database design.
Hello, sir, and everyone. From now onwards, I'll continue. In the user story, and I will say the sprint one, I've designed the two user stories. First of all, one was the login and the second one was the registration. So for that, we have used the authentication of the Firebase, and we have used the auth library of the Firebase. And using that, we have registered the user through their email address, and they can enter their password also. As you can see, here are the email address stored in our authentication storage. And then after, we have the real-time database. So here we, face the problem. Like, first of all, we have created our application through the authentication. But then after, we realize that we have still more data to store in the storage, like the first name, last name, gender, phone, everything. So for that, authentication is not providing such a feature that we can store all these things in the authentication. So for that, we have to use the real-time database, and the real-time database and the authentication linking was the main issue of our application. Like, we were not able to connect both database at the same time. But we come through it and we discover a solution, and we now able to store the data of the real time and the authentication too. Here, as you can see, this is the whole diagram of the whole design of the database. as going upward, these all are users. When they register through our application, all their information will be stored here. And all user will get a unique ID. So there's not going to be any kind of repetitions. Then after going downwards, yeah, these are the vehicles category where we have added automobile, bus or minibus, and the motorcycle, and we can directly add this data in our database. So automobile, minibus, and motorcycle, all these are the children of the vehicles, and vehicle is also a children of the I can say user or the automobile application. Yeah. So going forward, we have also created a profile section where we are able to upload a profile picture, and we have also stored that profile picture in our database. Like when we open the storage, we all can see that images are the name of the folder, and there are so many profile pictures we have uploaded for the test and everything. So all the profile pictures are stored here. As you can see, they also have the unique ID, the size of the image, the type of the image, and then after the uploaded date. So we have all stored here. We can also upload a file from here, like as in admin, but as in user, we can only upload a file through the application. So from now onwards, my friend Manan will continue.
Okay, so this was an overall view about what actually our application is or how it's gonna work. But now just let's see the demo, like how actually it feels using the application of SAG. So it's launching now, and as you see, this is the registration page for the SAG, over where we can directly register a user, over which we have already registered a couple of users. And as of now, as we have limited time, so we would be skipping the registration part and we would be going to the login. And as you see, we are going via mail address and the password, which is this specific part is done by authentication. And as soon as we click on the login, all the details would be stored in the class, user class, and we can, from the class, we fetch all the details from the Firebase, which is the name and the mail address. So this would be accessed globally, as we have app constants, as we have two childs for the specific database, which is users and vehicles, so that I'm not supposed to type or not supposed to give path in each and every class. I can access via app constants, and which would be accessible to whole application. So as soon as I go to the my profile section, it would be loading my image and providing buffer time as well, and would be previewing the image which comes from the database, as well all of the details which are coming from the database. So from here, one user can edit their details, and the user cannot edit their mail address, because if he or she edits their mail address, then the authentication, it would be like as there's a unique ID over here, so it would be overridden, and it causes the Firebase causes errors for updating the mail address. So the mail address, you wouldn't be possible to update the mail address. However, it's possible to update your other data. However, if you want to change your profile photo as well, you can go for browse photo, which would be in this case opening your current phone gallery. And as of now, I have two images, so the selected image would be provided, and as soon as I go for update, it would be showing update, and now it's updated successfully. So now let's now move on to the other fragment of our menu, which is driving test. So for the specific driving test, this comes from this is a specific fragment, but it would be navigating us to the whole different application. So this was done by Salvi. So I would like Salvi to take the further.
Yes. So for driving test, whenever we click on driving test, we find two buttons. First is knowledge test and another is practice. So first a user can practice for the test and then can register for the test. So here you can enter your name and choose any answer. Like, yeah, so it's correct. We got the message for that. No, it's wrong. So this is the practice test part. You can restart the test also. Like now, if you and after doing enough practice, you can go for an appointment from a knowledge test, and you can take an appointment for a knowledge test. So your appointment is requested. After it will be sent to the office, and they'll give you an appointment as available. Yeah, that's it, the driving test part.
Is being developed by Kishan. So I would like Kishan to explain the road safety as well.
Sure. Yeah, thank you. As we navigate through the road safety, when we click on the road safety, it will open activity where we have given two radio button and two buttons, where we select any of the button and it will open the related, I can say, the road safety rules. I have already applied over here that you can read, and if we click on automobile, it will go through like this. When we have selected any one of the radio button, and if we press on the clear button, it will just uncheck the radio button like shown here. And yeah, that's it for the road safety.
Okay, so for the vehicle registration, a particular user can book or register their specific vehicle, and the list of vehicles is directly coming from the real-time database, because that's not hard-coded, and each and every time if they want to add for registrations for a big C or something like that, they can just add over here, and it would be directly implemented in the application itself. And you can, if you are going for automobile or like a bus, you can buy it from an individual as well, or you can buy it from a business as well. So there's an option between them, and you can schedule an appointment, which in this case is done over here. So as we have time limitation, I would like to stop over here, whereas we have two more features of mail and callers and logout. But however, I would be sending a video, attaching a video with the documentation part as well. So thank you, and if anybody has any questions, most welcome.